processing emotions and healing. That's the topic of this live today. It started with an email I got from one of the friends. I don't know if I can say the name. Hey, great to see you here. So from one of my friends in Powerful as Fuck program, I got an email asking me, Koti, can you please explain, because you were talking for so long that you were not a fan of healing, and right now you're talking so much about processing emotions and like, what's the difference? What's it all about? So I guess that maybe she's not the only one. Hey, Christy, that she's not the only one having this question. So let's put it all into order. And maybe let's start with little commercial, or not really commercial, like in 2 days, actually, right now it's already like 2 days. On Sunday, 11th, like 5 p.m. Central European time, like check for Berlin for a better calculation, I will host a masterclass on manifestation and emotions. What's the link, what's important between like those two, and what's important to say here about this masterclass. Like during this masterclass, I will share with you everything that I lately discovered, that I checked on myself the last couple of months. What I discovered, what I know now, what I find like very, very, very important. The masterclass will be free, and I will be not selling everything. I'm just like popping here to share with you what I'm right now super, super, super excited about. Because how it all started, you probably heard me saying that, yeah, your state, right, is like your identity, as it's also your story that you are living. It's like basically keeps you thinking, yeah, feeling, like doing things, and like all of that. Like that's your state. So one of my main states that I live every single day from is being a manifestation coach. And like, surprise, surprise, what a manifestation coach is doing. Manifestation coach is coaching people on how to manifest. What does it mean? That means that people come to me and tell me like, listen, Koti, I want to manifest like this thing, right? Like, help me with it. And like, why they do it when like manifestation is actually simple, right? Just like imagine what you want and like let it happen, right? Like very easy. But like still, there is one problematic part with that. And this problematic part is this: let it happen. Like here, most people struggle with this, with letting it happen. Why? Because we have this story, but like, yeah, that will be like such a like huge change for me, right? I never had it, or I tried to manifest it before, but it like didn't work out, or I manifested it already like once or twice and it's gone now and I'm starting again, like, and all of that, and like a lot of doubts and a lot of thoughts and like a lot of like similar stories. So I started to wonder why it's like that for some people manifestation seems like really easy. Or, right, then when we talk like everyone, like literally everyone, like it's used to like be like really easy to manifest like this, and it's like be harder to manifest this. And some people try to generalize, right? That like it's easier to manifest money than love, or love than money, but it's so personal. Like, honestly, I think like almost everyone have this thing, this area of life when manifestation comes like really easy there, and it's like always like slower or like something like that in some other part. So like, why? I really started to wonder why. And for a very long time, one of my favorite tools when it comes to this like whole manifestation thing was revision. I have a, by the way, like actually commercial there, right? I have a whole masterclass 2 hours on like all of the ways how you can use revision, including this like crazy thing I mentioned in my post from like 2 years, 2 years, oh my god, 2 hours ago, right? Like how to like revise the future, how to assume something that it basically it's about like how to assume something that you think is impossible for you to manifest, right? Like, yeah, then like kind of like revise it, even if that like the whole masterclass is on this topic, right? So I was like telling me, well, you revise, and oh my god, there are like so many crazy, amazing stories. Like, what can change for you if you will start with revision, even if there's no problem. Like, revision is like biggest misconception there about revision, that there need to be like some problem, all right, or some trauma, or some like painful event or a failure in order for you to revise. But that's not true. You can just like take, and that's like the most beautiful stories, okay? With revision, start with revising what was already good and making it even greater. Why? Because a lot of us, if not most of the people, live our lives like kind of like this. I mean, like there's a norm, yeah, and we go like, wait, because you need to see it, right? It's like we know the level of like how bad it can be in our life, and we know the level of like how great it can be. All right, and then when it's like really good, we tend to go like, oh my god, right now it's too good. It was like never be like so great in my life. Right now, oh my god, right now automatically I start to expect that it, like from now, it will get like only worse. So like how to make like, your life like genuinely greater? Go to for your like best memories. Like seriously, like use this advice and like see what will happen. So take your best, your most amazing memories. It was like really, oh my god, I was like so happy there, and revise it to make it even better, to make it like, oh my god, like over the top, and see truly see what will happen. You will change the trajectory of your life. All right, so but yeah, like so far that was my main advice, right? Like revise. But yeah, it's so easy to start overthinking revision, and it's just like so easy to start overthinking in general. Like overthinking is the main disease for the manifestation community. You can overthink if that's possible. You can overthink if like manifestation is possible in general. You can overthink your doubts. You can overthink how to do it, how to technically assume, oh my god, what technique to use. You can overthink and like looking for something like, oh my god, like so much there can be like overthought. So I started looking and I started exploring, like, how is that? How sometimes some thoughts just like appear in our minds, like literally out of nowhere. I mean, you never thought about something before and like suddenly it's here. Or like suddenly there's a memory from, oh my god, so many years ago. How? Why? I started looking and I started exploring, and that's the way I got into this whole thing with emotions. And this information that I keep like sharing with you a lot, like this revolution, that it's not our thoughts that truly make us feel, but it's rather emotions that make us feel. And like, by the way, here's like one more thing, because being like strict with the love of assumption, right? And this whole thing with that feeling is the secret. Feeling itself, that feeling that Neville Goddard was talking about, that feeling that is the secret. This is not emotion. This is the knowing. This is like this is the state, right? That you feel is true for you. Like, I sit here and I know that you are watching, and I know why I am doing it. Like sensing all of this, like that comes here, that's real here in this moment. Like, this feeling is the secret. That's the state. That's it. And this produces emotions, and then come thoughts. Meanwhile, still, most of the people, not only in manifestation community, but somehow like most like people in general, are convinced that it all starts with thoughts. Yeah, you heard so many times that, you know, like thoughts create your reality and like change your thinking, da 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 da. So it seems like it all starts with thoughts. All right, but yeah, here that like thoughts starts with emotions. It's how, all right? And in this email that like inspired me to go live here right now, email from like my client, my friend from in Power as Fuck, right? Like, how is it, like, what's the difference in like processing emotions and like healing? So maybe it's like let's step outside of this like topic of processing emotions, all right, and let's jump into healing and how I understand it. So I was into healing for 20 years, almost like 20 years I spent on healing, releasing karma, spiritual bonds, and like, oh my god, and like all of that, and also releasing like trapped emotions and trapped trauma from my body. I was like doing all of that. Meanwhile, nothing was changing. And the reason why is because back then I had this assumption that basically there's something wrong with me. Like, yeah, hidden, right? Or something hidden in me that I can't reach with my mind, right? It's something there and I have to find it. I have to like dig through it and I have to heal it. I have to fix it. And then my life will change and then I will be happy. Not recommending it. Like, guys, you are not broken. You are not broken. You don't need fixing. Like, truly. Like, you don't. And back to the processing emotions. What we are doing here, or what I am talking about, isn't about looking for like some emotions from the events that that happened like years ago, when they're like trapped and you suppressed, and you have to find them right now and you have to process them right now. No, we are talking about here and now. I see a lot of similarities with like processing emotions and revision, like I said, right? So what we are revising in revision, you also don't sit there and think, oh my God, so let's take a look for like whatever like painful has ever happened in my life and let's revise it. We are not doing it, all right? It's easy to start overthinking, and like that's a trap. That's not needed, because I don't know if that can be proved or not, but we even say, and in this moment of like really like being your God self, however to say it, it's like I feel it, and I know that so many of you have this same experience, like real or not, that truly all the time is here, is now, and the past that we perceive is like in our imagination, and whatever is in the future, right, is also in our imagination, meaning both like past and future are here right now. And what we are changing what's here and now. If you have a past that's bothering you, is not because it happened there, right, like in the past, and like, right now you have to somehow reach to it in the past. No, it's bothering you here and now. So here and now you are still imagining it, you are still creating your state, right, identifying yourself through that thing that happened in the past. But actually, like, so many things has ever happened in the past that you like never ever think about, that it's not things that don't exist in your now. So what we are taking care of is what's in the now. Yeah, we think, okay, it's not here, but it's in my imagination right now, recognized as something that has happened in the past. Yeah, like here, we are working with this. And when we are imagining, right, what's imagining? Imagining is putting things that are sure and real to our future. They are kind of like also kind of not here and now, right? Kind of, yeah. But in the same time, they are with us, like here and now. They are here and now in our imagination. So what we are taking care of, we are not looking for anything like, yeah, that's like there and I don't see it and it's bothering me. No. What we are revising is what's here with me right now, bothering me, right? Even if it's in my imagination, it has a label like past, yeah. And also, when I talk processing emotions, it's not the emotions that you felt I don't know when. It's the emotions that you feel here and now. And there is this thing with emotions that we can feel somehow, yeah, like contradicting emotions in the same time. For example, that's so common when we are imagining, when we are manifesting something, and we are manifesting something for the first time, we are manifesting a big change, or we are just like beginners with manifestation at all. Yeah, there's like on one side there is this, oh yeah, I start to feel it's sure for me to manifest that thing. And like this feeling, this knowing brings emotions, yeah? But there's also, yeah, all of the thoughts that that it's not here, and that brings in fear that, oh my God, what if that will not happen? And that is in the same time. Another one example for like coexisting, yeah, excitement, a pleasure and fear in the same time is on the beginning of any relationship, right? Oh my God, it's like so great, but I'm afraid it will end, or like anything like that. Yeah, there can be also some not pleasant emotions and like pain, and then you romanticizing that pain and feeling special because, yeah, there's like, because you're so hurt. It's like all of that, right? And when we, why I'm talking about all of that, because then when we start, we want to unpack it, like this big mess that it's inside of us. We want to unpack it with our thoughts and put it into like some order. It's truly impossible, especially when we keep with remembering that it's actually our emotions that create what we think about. And like we have like so many stories and so many thoughts that like take us for a huge adventure all around our life, right? Like remember like 10 years ago, and like then you were 5. I remember when you were 5, like this happened, and it can be like so exhausting, and it can consume you, and yeah, just like leave you stuck and exhausted. But if we leave the stories that attack our head, yeah, and just focus on feeling whatever we feel, like, so there are so many schools on how to actually do it. Some people say, yeah, name what you feel. From my experience, I'm like not the expert here in that yet. Alright, it's not important. Like if you can even say, if you can put a label, a name to the emotion you feel or not, just feel it. Just feel it. Like close your eyes, put all of the stories that want to attack your head on the side. Yeah, they are appearing, but just like don't follow them. Because like I said, they will take you for a huge, exhausting adventure all around your memories and your imagination and your future fears, and like, oh my God. And like, yeah. There will be a lot of stories, like watching a movie, right? Yeah. It's like so many things happening, but you are still on your couch. So instead, just focus, like keep breathing and feel what you feel. In my, I don't know, lately, I was talking, there's this lady, Jill Bolt Taylor, like check her out. She has some like few fascinating books on brain, how the brain is functioning. And what like she stated is that the average time we actually feel emotion, if we don't go to the stories and like thinking and going in all of those stories that our head is creating, is on one side is processing the emotion, not processing, sorry, suppressing the emotion. Yeah, so we are not truly feeling it because we are more busy with the stories. And on the other hand, it's like preserving the emotions. Because yeah, we think, but it makes us feel somehow, right? And here, that would, on the side, explain why it's so easy to think that it's actually thoughts that give us emotions, right? That could be the source, that yeah, like we think and we feel and da 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 da. So just feel it without going into the stories. And yeah, it truly takes us just a couple of minutes for whatever you feel there to just like flow through you and leave you. And the magic is when the emotions get processed, yeah, when it's acknowledged and noticed and felt and it dissolves, it takes all of the nagging thoughts and all of the stories that were like, oh my god, so consuming, so what do you think about me? Yeah, I'm here. It takes all of those stories together and just like leaves you at peace. And oh my god. And that's amazing. And that's amazing. And that's the reason why I talk about it. Because, do you know, and like what's the link with manifestation? Because it's so easy to manifest when we are really able to do it, like I imagine it and I let it happen. When I'm not like consumed by the fears, doubts, and oh my god, and like changing my mind. Oh my god, I imagine it, right? And then I leave it. That's the secret behind your passing thoughts manifesting so quickly. The only reason why it happens is like, yeah, you have a thought or just like idea, desire about something, and you imagine it. There's like always some, yeah, it's like a second even of feeling it as real. It's like inner imaginal act. Yeah, when we think it, we often manifest food like that, or a call or talking with someone we know, right? For a second we feel the presence, the connection of that person, and then we are just not bothered by it anymore. We don't think, oh my god, but is it really possible? When could it happen? How could it happen? Like, what would be possible? Would it be like via email, like WhatsApp, like Telegram? Do I have to call them or they will call me? There's like no such thing, right? There is this like, yeah, imaginal act. I feel connection, I feel them close. And then you're back to doing whatever you're doing in your life, actually being present in your 3D, or not present in your 3D, but busy in your head overthinking this like one big thing that you truly want. And meanwhile, you are manifesting so many little things so easily, right? Because, yeah, you just like, you don't have any more mental capacity to doubt all of that. Yeah. And then things happen. So, yeah, this whole thing with processing emotions, why to process emotions, is for that. To manifest easier, to manifest faster, and to just generally be more at peace with your life. Since I started doing it, I got like, I already like shared it in the post, I got like so much more creative. Like somehow it also feels like I have more time, even if that's like not possible. Why it feels like that? Because I have way more space in my head. And I want that to all of you. So one more time, this was just a live like that, a bit chaotic maybe, but in 2 days, on Sunday, 5 p.m. Central European Time, I will host a masterclass on this link and everything that you need to do, oh my god, not to do, but to know on emotions, your emotions, and manifestation. Why? Yeah, to manifest what you actually want way easier. I will repeat that information one more time for all of you that jumped later. This masterclass is free or will be free, and I will not be selling anything. Why? Because I'm still not an expert with this. I will be just like sharing the discoveries, my personal, mostly from the last couple of months. I'm super excited, just like share it. That's why we are doing this masterclass. And yeah, that's it. Let me just like scroll the chat here, because I was truly trying to stay focused and not get distracted with what you're saying. Love your lives. Thank you. I love to know that you're here, that you are watching. So like any comments, yeah, that always means a lot for me. What to do, that's a good one, right? What to do when your mood is really off. Like still feel it. Like don't fight with it. Don't try to change your mood. Don't try to force it to change. It's like so counterintuitive for a lot of us, but actually being authentic with what we feel, not being like, oh my god, like I'm really struggling, but I'm fantastic, right? Like moment here, right? When you ask someone how they are, and they tell you that they're like awesome or fantastic or something, you know how to tell if they are actually honest, if they are lying. And I am fantastic actually means like fuck off, and like never ever ask again because I'm going to explode. You know that difference, right? Yeah. Authenticity with what you feel is actually your teleporter to start feeling way better. moment for ambulance. Yeah. Just feel it. Don't go into the stories that would like try to like haunt you and like fight with your attention, right? Because when we feel, it's also important to notice when we actually feel good, yeah, here, also like all of your memories and your past seems more joyful, right? there is something like that. And when we feel like really down, it also seems like, oh my god, like all my life, like all the time, like it was terrible. It was terrible. There is an impression like that. Yeah. So don't go into all of those stories that will just try to justify how you feel and will like try to preserve you feeling this way. Like, put the thoughts aside and focus truly on feeling how you feel. Like, breathe to it. Okay. Question: why do I feel dishonest when I'm revising? You feel dishonest when you are revising because you feel what happened as real. That, oh my god, that has happened, that's the reality, and I'm just lying inside myself that it was different, but it won't touch the real event, right? So the background, the paradigm on which you're revising need to be different, need to be that everything that exists is imagination. And when you are revising, you are actually revising, you are actually changing what happened. But yeah, because that can be hard and problematic sometimes, right? That's the reason, one more time, why I started this whole thing with emotions. So when revision is actually challenging for you, just feel the emotions from there. Just like, yeah, feel them all. And yeah, there's this thing, right? When you're feeling through your emotion, it's like, it's melting, it's dissolving, it disappears. Do we have? No. That's it. I don't know how long this live was, but like, thank you. Like, what if someone asks you about the past? So, how we know that revision works? We know that revision works because we keep the actual memories also, all right? Like, for me, the big part is I don't really like to use this example, right? But there is like my miscarriage story that I can just like right now just like talk about it it kind of feels like it happened to someone else. I mean, like, rationally, I know it's my story, but I don't relate to it anymore. Why? Thanks to revision. It's like kind of there, but like kind of not there. So that's like one thing. But the other thing is not always like fully like that. I mean, if you start revising, I invite you to have like some fun with it, if that's tempting, because right now, like, yeah, I give you a choice. You can play with revision. I was already like placing a commercial to the slide, but I will do it one more time. My masterclass on revision. It's really good. It has all of the ways how you can actually use this technique, all of the miracles that you can create with this one simple technique. And this masterclass will teach you all of that. And I truly recommend all of you to get it, and not even to get it, more important, to actually watch it. And if you already have it, if you got it like a while ago, rewatch it. So you can revise and you can just like feel through it. Choice, all right? But like when we talk playing with revision, it is happening that also like people evolved in the events. Like, yeah, they change their like point of view. And a lot is possible when we are revising. The outcome is not always predictable. It's like I have like many crazy stories on the revision, and they are like not always like the same. It depends on like every single case of like revising something is different given the different outcome, and that is mostly depending on what was actually the intention behind revising. Like why you revise. I also talk a lot about this. Why and what for. Like know your motivation, know your like your main desire, why you want to revise something. Because if you are revising, I don't know, a crappy relationship, why do you do it? Do you do it because you have nightmares? Do you do it because you still have like trust issues from it? Or do you do it because you don't like believe like any good relationship can actually like happen to you, and do you want to change that? Or do you do it because there are still feelings between you and that person and you want to be back together? Like why you are revising it? That the desire behind revision, it's like that desire is responsible on like how the revision will play out. But if you want to know more to end this life finally, if you want to know more on revision, it's like a little less than $20. The revision masterclass. If you want to know more about emotions, save your spot, enroll. The link is in my bio. Like leave your email there, and see you on Zoom on Sunday for Manifestation and Emotions masterclass. I need a drink right now. Thank you, and see you.